It's Ogre Anakin! I have the high ground! Oh, hey! I totally saw you there. I just intentionally ignored you because I'm a dick like that. There's a reason why I'm in hell.
It's cause you use plastic straws, you selfish prick.
Oh my Satan, I am so excited to play Doom Eternal. Just gotta throw out the literal piece of feces that was in the case. Pop the disc into the gaming console on camera like I'm a 2009 Game Man YouTuber, complete with sound effects.
Zombies ate my neighbors. It was a unique...
Oh, system update. Well, it's the... Doom Eternal is an updated interpretation of the classic FPS style of games designed by John Romero at id Software in the early 90s, being as revolutionary to the FPS genre as Nintendo is to platformers. Oh yeah, and he also made "This is the first 3 minutes of the game" Daikatana. Well, alright, system update is done. Oh, god damn. I never played Doom 2016, so I'll be brief about the obvious comments to be made about this game and that one. How it's refreshing to see such an arcade shooter in the modern era of gaming after the burnout of the bald shooter man era of games. And I think it was a really smart move to go from the survival horror genre of Doom 3 back to the game's original roots, unlike other series that had an awkward period to adapt before going back to where it came from. No! Seeing the classic "this is a video game" item, an emphasis on fast-paced game feel over realistic mechanics like ducking for cover to heal is as refreshing as seeing an anime protagonist after seeing a Western protagonist. Alright, the game installed. Oh my god, I'm so excited about—
Smash that like button!
Alright, we can no longer ignore the Todd Howard in the room with the Fallout promo, and then this. It's like trying to get the tasty yogurt under the flavorful fungal skin that tops the cuisine. ZeniMax, the parent company of Bethesda, bought id Software at the end of 2009, but my initial assumption of a big publisher rotting a game studio from the inside out was luckily saved when I saw that in 2009 id was originally turning to EA to help publish Rage, and man, they dodged an actual demon there. So even though I'm groaning at these Bethesda sign-ins and buy the DLC pre-order zany wacky skin, woo woo, if id partnered with EA, they probably wouldn't even have given id more than 4 years to work on Doom 2016. Alright. Ow, I just hit my nuts. Ah! Let's play some Doom! Oh, cutscene. This game actually does have a narrative. I'll talk about it later, so let's get into the gameplay. Doom Eternal takes the same design objective from Doom 2016, at its core being focused on move fast, kick ass, and a lot of big fucking guns to blast. I went into this game expecting something like Halo, with shooting feeling really good and lots of enemies that are fun to shoot at. But what I didn't expect is how much resource management there is. And if you know me, that's the main thing I tell people why I hate Fortnite. But here the resource management is put into the action. No pain, no gain, as they say. It's just others that will feel that pain though. Glory kill will give you health to fill up your blood forge. For mob control, chainsaw will give you ammo, and damaging demons on fire will give you armor. But if they're creatures of hellfire, how does fire give you armor?
Silence, you mancubus, it's badass.
Well, I guess I have put on a little weight during quarantine. There's many movement options in this game as well, like double jumps, vaulting, climbing, and a dash to let you strafe around the brimstone suckers. Ooh, there's a secret in there. I can't really... How do I... Oh, nice. These movement options are used a lot to platform around the hellish landscape to progress to the next area, making it sometimes feel like a first-person Mario game. And these movement options are used to find secrets, which is pushed for by the game, with a bonus at the end of each level, making them show up on the map, and a fast travel option available at the end of the level to go back and scavenge for secrets you missed. This can be seen as breaking up the flow of gameplay, but again, there's fast travel, the maps are pretty small, and you can tell on the map which ones are for fun or lore, and which things are weapon and ability upgrades that you should really consider getting because, well, this game's kind of hard. When I first started playing, this game was brutal. If you mess up your cooldowns or are in a bad spot, well, you're dead. So be smart with how you use your abilities. Also knowing enemies' weaknesses help too, like using energy weapons on shields, rifles on flesh, and super shotgun on literally anything. Of course, having a good shot helps as well to disable demons' weapons and getting that delicious bottle pop sound effect when you land a headshot. I could listen to this all day. This was a terrible idea. I'll be brief with the power-ups as there's surprisingly a lot of different skill trees here. Weapon mods can completely change the functionality of a gun and can be changed easily mid-battle, and the rest basically boils down to mobility options or offense options like reducing cooldowns and making glory kills faster. Oh, and glory kills are so awesome. Depending on where you're looking on the demon, performs a different animation. I would put myself in such a bad position so often in early game just to see all the different animations of glory kills. As I went through the game, I was first going through offense ability, but I severely underestimated the difficulty of this game. And then I went all in on mobility and actually learned how to use each cooldown effectively and cycle through it all. And then it was a breeze. You get really strong by the end of this game with the weapons you get, and especially using all your tokens for health and ammo upgrades and using all your abilities, cycling them correctly. I wish this game supported mouse and keyboard on the PS4 because I find shooting with a controller to be clunky, but I'll save that rant until the end of this gameplay segment. Speaking of complaining, the only major complaint I have about this game, besides having to do with the publisher and the lack of keyboard support, is the fart-smelling marauders. Every other enemy in this game has a weakness with a weapon or a spot that you just need to get good to hit your shots and just move around their attacks to beat them. But these Olive Garden breadstick hoarders... Yeah, no, the Marauders really are not that bad. I was playing terribly there. I learned how to deal with them. You just gotta back up. Don't shoot their shields. When they're stunned, you can hit them multiple times. And honestly, they're a breeze. It was just really difficult the first time running into an enemy that's completely different than any other enemy in the entire game. But I guess that's the point. All other points in the game, you can put out max DPS and you will not be punished for it. There's no reason you should be. This is the only enemy where when you see them, you have to think differently. I find FPS with a controller clunky, but that's my problem. I got the PS4 version as I didn't want to put too much stress on my computer while recording and playing the game, as the PC version can have some performance problems. Oh, but the PS4 has some performance issues too though. With its new update having anti-cheat that has kernel access to your operating system. And then the only other complaint I had was in terms of the controller was switching weapons. You're only locked to 2 weapon swaps. And at first I thought that they did this because console players are used to swapping between 2 weapons, but I get it now. You just set up your weapon combo. So here I am with the blaster and the rocket launcher, and I am just melting through everything. And then you really do get used to the weapon wheel. So my only complaint about the controller is that you just have your thumb and index finger on the trigger versus the 5 fingers on a keyboard. So obviously with a mouse and keyboard, it's easier to swap between all your weapons really fast. But this game is actually so fun. Damn, I complain about everything, and that's pretty awesome that the only thing that I complained about was the Marauders and playing with a controller. And even then I said, well, I just learned how to deal with the Marauders. So yeah, this game is pretty much perfect when it comes to gameplay. But now where this game gets the most amount of criticism...
Hi guys! The portal is ready. Yeah, now we're gonna just, there we go,
Yes, to my surprise, this game actually has a story, continuing after Doom 2016. But I never played that, so I don't care. Back to rip and tear. Okay, but seriously, I don't see why there's complaints for the story here, since you can skip the cutscenes and they're not even that long anyways. Even if I hardly know what's going on, I love these cutscenes because Doomslayer is so fun to watch. Can't destroy the Abrahamic religion's manifestation of sin? Doomslayer don't give a shit. Slayer gives so little of a shit, he can punch incorporeal dogs. How do you punch a ghost? The Slayer gives so little of fuck that he takes fucks.
You can't just shoot a hole into the surface of Mars.
They managed to give so much personality to a silent protagonist. Well, to play devil's advocate, he does talk sometimes. The main antagonist of this game, the Maker, is also a really fun character, being a maleficent bitch with so much poise where you would have expected to be rivaled against by some beast since you're going against hell. But I do like my villains like I like my yogurt. Condescending. How the hell can food be condescending, you say? Just look at a yogurt ad and tell me you don't feel like everyone in it thinks they're better than you. Now they're horses. Why are they horses? Why are they horses? The story really doesn't impose itself onto you. You can find a bunch of info and exposition dumps if that's your thing, which is totally mine. Just like in Metroid, but you just pick it up and don't need to go into scan mode, so I like that. I'm very glad I took my time with this review, as not only was I able to change my mind about Marauders and the way that weapon switching works on a controller, but while doing editing, I realized that I didn't do justice to the art direction and the sound design of this game in my original script. There's a reason why you can play this game with no HUD and be completely fine. When you can chainsaw again, you hear the gasoline slush in the chainsaw, knowing that it's ready. There's a distinct sound for when your grenades or ice bombs are ready, and all the weapon mods also show when they're ready. For brevity, look at the way that these power coils sink in when the chain gun shield is not ready, or that the meat hook of the super shotgun pry out when it's ready to hook again. They did an awesome job of making these weapons feel massive and powerful, and showing off how much of a freaking beast the Slayer is. Just look how much effort it looks like it takes just to switch the weapon mods. This might be silly to say, but I was really happy to see that there was a variety of environments, since I went into this game expecting it all to be hell and lava everywhere. Just like playing the floor is lava at McDonald's, except holy shit, the floor is actually lava. Hey look, a Terminator 2 reference. The level of detail in these environments is jaw-dropping. Also, can someone tell me what the hell this Easter egg is? Like, what in the literal hell are you so happy about? Even though this is my first Doom game, it's charming to see how much love they give to the series. Like finding the original Doom soundtrack on vinyl, or cheat codes being on floppy disks like the physical release of the original games, or getting the original Slayer suit. You can make your guns in classic mode with no weapon bobbing to really give you that classic feel. The iconic Doom mob just got modern textures and looked deliciously fleshy. And it's appreciated that they didn't try to redesign everything for the sake of a reboot. It also added their own designs like the Maker enemies, which look great. I love these designs. I love the idea of a corrupted angel. The face especially reminds me of the angels from Bayonetta. And finally, we get to the soundtrack, composed by Mick Gordon, returning from Doom 2016, whose notable work includes Destroy All Humans, Borderlands 3, and the steamy Hot Dog King. Damn. You know what? I've worked so freaking hard on this review. If this review gets something stupid crazy like over 200 likes, I'll review the Hot Dog King. The soundtrack is not only awesome, but perfectly reflects everything that's going on. Hardcore metal, obviously feeling like a fight against literal demons in hell. Doesn't get much more metal than that. But also you get a lot of bassy synths to sprinkle in that futuristic space marine feel, like fighting demons through hell in a space colony on Mars. Perfect. This music can make anything look both sinister and badass. Mick Gordon unfortunately left id Software and won't be working on the soundtrack or sound design for the game's DLC or any future project it seems with id. The tea started to boil when a Twitter thread blew up showing that the audio of the game was compressed and hard limited, essentially meaning that the decibel or loudness would always be the exact same throughout the entire song, causing a hard flat line in the audio, like the figurative heart in the relationship between Mick and id. It's pretty unfortunate because Mick seemed like he really enjoyed the team and what they were aspiring to do. No one knows what really happened between Mick and id, but it seems like Mick didn't have full control over the mastery process of what went into the game, and that some sound designer had just taken some compressed versions of the songs Mick made in an effort to get things done. That just seems to be the surface. There's obviously a lot of stuff that happens outside of the public eye, but in the end, I hope that Mick finds satisfying work, and the people at id show that they really care about this franchise and making a damn good game. So I hope the best for both parties moving forward in the future. I'm just curious of what the next soundtrack will be like for the next Doom game. Doom Eternal is a breath of rotting corpse air in today's gaming space for focusing on fun and knowing to not take itself too seriously. It provides quite a goddamn challenge with a lot of replay value, increasing difficulty, permadeath, limited lives run, adding all your cheats, master levels, because the game itself is quite short, but you can just keep replaying it, adding challenges as you get better. Quite fitting that the Slayer is an eternal cycle of the player just replaying the same missions with more difficulty imposed. And Lots of credit goes to the team at id for trying to make this game the best it can possibly be, and working on it constantly during the state of the world right now. They've already added multiple bug fixes, balancing things on consoles, and things like enhanced demons, where a demon that killed another player online will invade your world and be buffed and drop loot. They're also working on invasion mode, where a demon is controlled by another player online and invades your world to try to wax you, a la Dark Souls. It's unfortunate to see the cut of Snap Map, because that looks like a really awesome game mode from Doom 2016. And you know, designing your own Doom levels seems very fitting considering the development and modification open source history of the Doom franchise. Who knows, maybe it'll be added in a future patch or DLC. I wasn't able to try the multiplayer as I don't have PS Plus and I didn't really want to do it on console. It seems interesting though. I'm surprised that they didn't go with an arena shooter. Apparently they got a lot of criticism from their multiplayer mode in Doom 2016 for not being original. But looking at this actually looks awesome and is what I was expecting entirely. It's really rare that you would see an arena shooter like this in the modern age of gaming. I can't speak for the hardcore Doom fans, but what I can say is this is a damn good game, and it doesn't feel like any other first-person shooter I've played. It doesn't feel like COD, doesn't feel like Halo, it feels like its own thing. This is definitely a game I'm gonna come back to and try to one day beat this on Nightmare and Ultra Nightmare. Maybe when I get it in a Steam sale.
Doom Eternal.
It looks
I anticipate a massive waste of time.
So thank you guys for picking this game for me to review. The next game I'm going to review is Super Paper Mario from a Twitter poll. So follow me on Twitter. I had a little Shrek green screen contest. These reviews are taking me a long time, but I love having this level of presentation for them. It really feels like I can put my thoughts and grow as a creator and really find my own style. This is only the second full scripted review I've ever done aside from Astral Chain. While you're waiting for uploads, I have a side channel. It's more raw, just having fun with friends and stuff like that. Here's the clip.
Jump on my head, okay? Get momentum and jump on that. Don't knock me off. Jump on my head. What are you doing?
If you want to talk about games or anime or anything with me, join my Discord. And if you actually watch this whole video to the end, you are a fucking badass.